So the topic is educators' role in ensuring compliance in people with diabetes. We all know that diabetes is there, and unless there's somebody either with a stick or with a apple in front of them to ensure that they meet their targets, they don't meet. And the very important role of this is done by the educators, because they're very important to ensure that people are compliant, they follow their goals, they reach their targets, they are able to maintain their blood sugars within the normal limits. Otherwise, they are not able to, avoid complications. And they do it very nicely, in a very nice way, spending a lot of time with patients, seeing to it that they are able to follow their whatever regime is there. So, to talk to us on this is Dr. Anita Nambiar. She's from Kochi. She's a senior consultant physician and diabetologist at the VPS Lakeshore Hospital and the Gopal Clinic. She has been there for the last 26 years, and she is currently the treasurer of RSSDI Kerala chapter. She's also FRCT England, besides various other achievements. She has more than 50 publications, and with this I hand over to Dr. Anita Nambiar.
Am I audible? Okay. A very good morning to all of you. Thank you, Chairperson, and my dear friends over here. When Vaishak had called me to tell that topic that has been assigned to me for today's talk, that was role of diabetic educators in understanding and compliance, I was very happy. I thought I don't need any preparation for that. But then day before yesterday, I happened to go through the articles and found that it is entirely different what we talk about diabetic educators. So next 15 minutes I will be talking on diabetic educators and their role in understanding diabetes and the compliance that patients have after this education. So the new term for diabetic educator is diabetic care and education specialist. So the name itself has been changed in last 3 or 4 years, but we do not know actually. So maybe 10-15 years back, they were the persons who used to do basic intervention in treatment of diabetes in the form of teaching them what diabetes is, how to use insulin, how to low risk, and a comprehensive talk about education to the patients and the caregivers. But it has changed entirely, it has expanded too much. So previously the role was content-based practice. Now it is outcome-based practice, okay? So the new educator's role is entirely different. They are the ones who are really responsible for the clinical outcome, the behavioral changes, risk reduction, and everything. So they are the backbones of diabetic education, and they are healthcare professionals, and they are divided into 5 levels actually. And they are the ones who play a pivotal role in promoting the accurate information and promoting guidelines as well as for best clinical outcomes, and they actually take us away from the misconceptions and stigma of diabetes mellitus. So these educators are healthcare professionals specialized in teaching patients how to manage their problems. They are crucial in empowering patients to take control of their health, and they provide education on many aspects like nutrition, physical activity, medication, monitoring blood glucose levels, and managing complications. We know, being a doctor, we have very limited time. And we know that diabetes is a chronic disease, it's a lifelong disease, and one has to adjust to all those things. So since we are spending very little time, it is the responsibility of the diabetic educators to tell and teach us, because they are the best person to take us to a healthy life in future. So what are the roles of diabetic educators? Part of the patient's healthcare team, they are definitely part of the healthcare team, providing information and facilitating shared decision making. It is not one-way traffic, it is two-way traffic. Both the educators and the patient, they have important role in decision making. It is a multidisciplinary and collaborative work. It is not a single-handed work. And they use technologies like games, internet sources, and mobile application to enhance education. This is the era of digital technology, we know, and we should be knowing how to use all this in diabetes. And the persons who doesn't know anything about digital technology and AI may not be able to live in future, because diabetes is going to be digitalized in future. Why we know we need diabetic educators? They promote quality of life and avoid hospitalization. That's very important. Incorporating necessary tools for achieving treatment goals, developing skill for diabetic management, and ensures patient self-care and self-control. So they are the part of diabetic self-management education. Patients in diabetic education. It is patient-centered, promoting positive health behavioral changes, dynamic, interactive, and ongoing process where educators, patients, family, caregivers, and society, they participate. The goal is to change behavior, acquire healthy habit, and improve quality of life. What are the technological advances in education that has happened in the last couple of years? That is, it includes social networking. 10-15 years back, this was not there. Website, message boards, podcast, and mobile application. Increased knowledge about diabetes, self-care, and psychosocial well-being. Most important is psychological and behavioral aspect of diabetes. And listening to the patient is important, that we listen to the patient, we understand them properly, their activities, and the doubts are crucial strategies for the educator. So what they do actually is they learn about the patient, how the patient is, how is their family background, what are the problems, what are the behavioral problems, what the problems associated with, they analyze the patient first. And then they tell the objectives to the patient that we are such and such person, we are going to help you overcome diabetic problems. And then they teach them. After that, they assess the patient. They ensure that whatever they have taught to them, they understand this properly, and then they will give you the goal settings. That's the way how the educators, they help in establishing diabetic problems and associated things. So what is the impact of diabetic education? What happens at the end? Because of the control and better treatment, this better education minimizes complication. That is important. And cost effectiveness. There's a survey or a study called Dussman Intervention Study, which highlights cost saving. The patient is taking care of the health and everything goes well. The treatment cost will come down, the hospitalization will come down, so that is the cost effectiveness, and reduces morbidity and mortality. So the roles again is all part of the diabetic education. Early intervention is necessary, self-management skills, which focuses on self-care behavior. There are 7 self-care behaviors, and also inpatient education. I do not know, but in some institute, these people can go in to see the inpatients and they help them from admission to discharge. And now coming to the role of diabetic educators, includes self-monitoring of blood sugar, dietary regime, food care education, exercise and lifestyle, medication management, stress management, compliance and patient education. I will just run through all these things. We know that self-monitoring of blood sugar is very, very important. The increased frequency of sugar will keep your blood sugar at the target level. And also it will help in detecting hypos and hypers, and help in timely intervention and adjustment of the treatment and doses. Educator provides training on using glucometers and interpreting results. Emphasis on maintaining sugar, diary, and tracking. So what do they do? How do they analyze? See, educators, they are the one who knows about the devices, meters, insulin pens, and also they know how to do the continuous glucose monitoring. And what they do after that, they download the data, they analyze the data and tell the patient, you have hypos this time, you are hyper this time, it is not in timing range. So they are the person who will collect and they take help of many things, video conferencing, they have WhatsApp, they have even with the wearable devices like Apple's smartwatch and Fitbits, they analyze. It means remote, it may be at remote places or it may be direct through what are the facilities they have. And as I mentioned, hypo and hyperglycemia management they do. And second important is dietary regimen. They tell how to do the meal planning, portion control, nutrition label reading, what is balanced diet, how is the counting done, glycemic index and personalized diet plan. And because of this, they can have a better reduction of HbA1c, weight loss and increased patient's confidence in diet management. Then comes the food care education. It's very important. I don't think I will go through it in detail. Now the three important aspects where diabetes is concerned is first is diet, second is exercise, third is medication. So education on exercise and lifestyle. They promote regular physical activities which is encouraged, lifestyle changes, emphasis on management, cessation of smoking and active living benefits, enhanced fitness, and overall impact is enhanced fitness, well-being, improved diabetes control and reduces complication risk. Stress management. We know the moment you are detected as diabetic, they are actually, they are depressed, the whole life they have to live with diabetes. So these people are the ones who give education, they decrease the stress, they have a positivity, they bring a positivity in your life. They tell that stress is going to increase your blood sugar. They teach them techniques how to overcome this with the help of meditation, exercise, deep breath taking, and also management. And this is a personal and practical session. One should understand that it is personalized. These educators, they give you a personal hearing. It is not that of course they call all together, but it is person to person training that education that they give, and as a result there is lower stress levels with better blood sugar control and positive patient's feedback. Now medication, role of adherence. See, in India what we do is we just write a medicine, you take this, come after 1 month. These are the people who will tell them, this is the medicine, you are going to have these side effects, you will benefit like this. All these things are taken into consideration when they talk to you about adherence, and they educate on potential side effects, and they tell what time to be taken, before food, after food, how to be taken, what are the dose, even the dosage management. If they see anything wrong, they talk to their doctors and they say, no sir, he is having this and this, so we have to adjust the dose of medication. That is done with the consent of the doctor. And how we measure the impact of diabetic education on outcomes. So we know there is improved glycemic control, reduced hospitalization, cost saving as I said earlier, and improved quality of life. So how the compliance influences how the compliance is influenced with the role of diabetic educators. Offers continuous support, motivation and address barriers of compliance like cost and understanding. They analyze compliance before and after education, implement strategies to improve the rates, improvement strategies. They help in regular follow-ups, personalized care plans, family involvement, reminders and education material. Now, these are the 7 important self-care behaviors that is taught to us by diabetic educators. I think you cannot see much here. This is from, it is ADCES, that is Association of Diabetic Care and Education Specialists, 7 self-care behaviors. So these are healthy eating, being active, monitoring, taking medication, problem solving, reducing risk and healthy coping. Healthy eating, as I have told you, make healthy food, portion size and meal times. Being active, physical activity is very important. Maintain your BMI, blood glucose, lipid levels and blood pressure. Monitor sugar regularly and taking medication as prescribed by the doctors. Problem solving, if they find a hyper or whatever problems they have, they can direct talk to the educators. Reducing risk, by engaging in risk reduction behaviors and preventive services to reduce compliance from complication from diabetes and healthy coping. This is very important. As I said earlier, they should have a positive attitude towards life, and they should be positive towards towards others and other patients also. So now another 1.5 minutes left. I will just tell you the impact of education program on patients, depression, glycemic control, adherence, and what has it shown that implementation of education program on diabetes and type 2 patients is associated with a better outcome. And this is the one impact study by Saigal et al., which has shown that blood glucose control, which was not good earlier, has improved. As in second slide, what we can see is dietary compliance. The red one is poorly compliant after intervention. What we do is more than 45% of the patient has adhered to the diet plan. The third one is on the physical activity. If you see the green one is just see how around 70 to 18% they were sticking to the physical activity, but after education we can see the improvement. And then comes the glucose monitoring, which was earlier around 45%, now it has gone to around 60%. And lastly, self-reported hypoglycemia. If you see the pre-intervention stage, what they show is around hypoglycemia chances were more than 45%, which has reduced down to around 25%. And there were two studies. One was Look Ahead, and the second one was Diabetic Prevention Program, in which 3,000 patients were taken who had a high blood sugar. And one group was divided with intensive exercise with medication, and the second with standard way of living with medication. And after 2 years, what they saw was 58% of the patients who were on intensive lifestyle regimen, they did develop our diabetes. And the second one, 32%. So this is the most important slide of my talk. So it is just like a wheel, you know. So improve patient self-care, it improves lower cost, and then the patient achievement of clinical and healthcare goals. So this is what my talk was. Thank you for the patient hearing. All this has been taken from Diabetic Educators Volume 45. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.